Okay, so we just came inside of this house, and as you can see, the window was already broken. We did not do it, and this was pretty dodgy.
Yeah, it was very difficult to come inside.
But we made it without cutting ourselves open, luckily. And let's just start immediately where we entered. The house we're exploring today is a very untouched home. And it used to belong to the family Gomez. It was a family with a very strong religious belief. And they had a beautiful home.
Yeah. Well, you can tell, you can hear a lot of flies over here. I think
there's something in the bathroom.
Indeed, and it's actually a very strange location for the bathroom. It's almost outside.
Well, you can tell that the bathroom is very smelly. But it's crazy, this home is so untouched.
All of their things are left.
Yeah, literally all their botting products here. They are so perfectly there. Like, the past owner and the man lived there in his later days, while his woman already departed this earth a few years before him. And he was very ill. It's a very sad home. Because that's actually the reason why this home became abandoned. The man also passed away in a hospital bed. He had a daughter. There was a picture inside, which is very striking. And yeah, that's actually why this beautiful home is left abandoned.
Yeah, it's a very sad story actually. And just the location of this home, it's, you know, you always ask yourself why nobody takes care of it. It's a beautiful house actually, it's a very beautiful house.
So this was the outside part.
And then, this must have been the main door. Actually look on the door.
You can already see the first religious sign right over there, like a medallion.
And then make your way in.
So when we entered the first room, we were definitely not expecting that the place would be completely furnished, as this room is quite spacious and just empty in the center.
Yeah, true.
But have a look at the beautiful artwork here on the wall.
There are some marvelous paintings inside of this place.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's
Éveil du matin. It's something with the morning.
okay.
And I think it's maybe also something religious. Also over here they had like a building cabinet, but it's completely empty. Well, let's just immediately go inside the first room. And this was actually their kitchen area.
And you can tell that they actually had a big kitchen. Over here, the first family picture must have been the woman. Damn, that looks like the world's tallest man.
Yeah, look at him shining with the shades.
Yeah.
And also around it there was like some old coins. Probably the pesetas, the old currency of Spain.
Yes, peseta.
All these coins are just laying here.
And actually, completely filled.
Unbelievable, and it's still locked, I think. And that's probably the reason nobody ever broke it.
No.
And it's still all the jewelry left inside this box, and let's hope it remains like that. So Over here are some old pictures of the family. I'm thinking that these two people were the owners.
Yeah.
They had a daughter, they had a son, and probably this was a granddaughter here.
I don't know. There are many more pictures actually, right over there.
Oh, look.
It's the big group picture.
It was like a band,
Yeah.
like a harmony. There was many old letters here.
And also many old pictures.
You know what's so special? Almost on every picture there's like a drawing as well. Look, this is the man at the harbor. And then right behind it there was actually something written. This was in Tokyo in Japan in 1965.
Damn.
That's so special. So they love traveling. And imagine in 1965, Japan. That's Japan in Spanish.
It's a very long time ago.
Oh, you know what's strange? They were not Spanish.
What is this language?
It looked like French.
Okay.
So maybe they had French in heritage.
1971. Ooh.
Looks at a party. Maybe like Halloween or something.
Yeah, it looks like, huh?
Well, over here, you can tell a large chimney.
Many decay cobwebs. And look over there on the ground actually. It's what? It's a fresh box of champagne, 𝗦𝘁cie𝗿𝗆.
Oh, and still the glass inside. It was like a set.
Indeed.
Probably this was like a gift from someone they got.
Yeah, indeed. What is this? It's a blue box. Looks like a jewelry box. Oh, wow. Hello there. Crystallized glass. It's in very unique pieces.
Yeah. Oh, it's broken. But it's definitely a neat set.
Alright. Close it up again. And leave it.
Over here, the iron. And just everything they needed for the kitchen. Plates,
Indeed.
cutlery.
Literally everything over here. Some liquors, salt, and maybe have a look in here.
Wow.
Yep, all the
It's
glasses.
Completely untouched. Oh my
Look at
gosh.
these. They are very unique. Well, and then down here, we got this one. Oh no, it's not empty. Some machinery from Philips. I don't know what it is exactly. Actually, it looks like a razor. This one is pretty stuck. No, this one is empty. Well, you can just tell that literally everything is left.
I think they also really liked sewing. One of the people, and most of the time it's a woman, but
yeah,
maybe it was also the man.
never know. Okay, and then one last thing, the fridge in the kitchen. Yeah, emptied out. It's always strange that there still comes some refreshment out of him.
Yeah, it's probably because they have a very good isolation.
Yeah.
Over here the walking cane, and actually right next to it, old picture of their wedding, their marriage. Have a look. They were so happily in love with each
They
other.
look very happy over there.
Wow, it's actually beautiful to see, and it makes it even more sad that their beautiful home is now just left unloved and left forgotten.
You can tell that over it's a big mess. Well, let's say it like that, but still.
Some beautiful religious artifacts.
Indeed.
All these tiny cards. and tiny statues are definitely evidence of their strong religious belief.
And then all of their clothes, just all over the place.
They probably used to hang in the cabinet over here in the wardrobe.
Even Lacoste.
Yeah, some modern brands we also know today.
Yeah.
We're thinking the home has been abandoned now for more than 10 years, but definitely not more than 20 years.
No, not at all. Even the purse over here, probably empty. Yeah.
Then we're going to the next part. What we might not have shown yet is over here.
You can tell.
The cupboard.
Indeed.
Very beautiful.
This used to hold a picture, I guess.
And the lamps here. Actually, fake candles like electric ones. And right next to it
is a very, very pristine room. Damn. This looks very beautiful.
Wow. It's just completely untouched. And this was not even the living. The living is about to follow behind the curtains. But if you want to see that, keep on watching the video.
But yeah, what must this have been? Dining room? Probably was the dining room.
Some fake flowers in the middle.
Wow,
this is amazing. I've
What is
never
it?
seen this.
What is it? You know it?
Yeah, I think it was like a bowl for some ashes or something maybe, or for some smoke. You can probably lift this up. Maybe even some holy water, I don't know. But it's definitely something religious. You can also see the crosses
On the side here. Alright.
and then this thing to grab something.
Never saw it actually.
Well, it was part of their religious belief.
Indeed, indeed.
And over here, in his mansion, is the last owner on this picture being displayed. This was him,
Yep.
and this was in his house. He's standing at the table like a boss.
And also the picture right above. Maybe one of these women was the actual Mrs. Gomez.
Yeah, and you can tell that this was like a religious parade. You see the cross she's holding with the flag?
Oh yeah, indeed, indeed.
So that was definitely something religious going on in the city nearby. And then over here, look at this cabinet completely filled with crystallized glasses. So neat.
Oh, you can open it up from that side.
It's unbelievable. It's so blinky.
Yeah. You
Wow.
can tell, just pristinely left.
I think this was only for the special drinks like liquor, maybe some wines, maybe even some ports.
Alright. And I want to see what is down here. Okay. Some more pictures? No.
That is just like a manual guide from something. Those are some old pictures. I think this was the woman
Yeah.
in the younger days. The wife, Mrs. Gomez.
Actually, look. Probably is a postal card.
Yeah, it's a postcard, and where does it come from?
Arabia, 69.
Arabia. Man, they traveled a lot, and
Mhm.
maybe they're even like somebody still alive, but just abroad.
Yeah, indeed, indeed.
Look over here, the pipe.
There are actually many cool things inside of here. What was this actually for again?
It was like a little purse,
Yeah, but this ring in it.
so you could hang it on your
Oh
pants, for example.
Indeed, indeed. Alright. No, this one is empty. And then,
Wow,
some other crystallized glasses.
there are so many. Like literally, like we said, this home is untouched and everything is left behind.
It's so pristine. I mean, also, look.
Man, that's a lot of iron,
Yeah. It's also very heavy.
I guess. All the cutlery and the kitchen tools. And look, this was them in the younger days, somewhere in the mountains,
It's a very old picture.
maybe even in Spain, and they were just enjoying their time together.
And then on top, this one is also so beautiful.
Yeah, it's very neat. These tapestries are always so beautiful on these walls.
Well,
They are always so big. Well, there is a calendar and this is the last date, and we were right, man. 2007.
alright, alright.
So, it's been abandoned for 13 years.
Indeed, indeed. Well, wow. Yeah, literally everything is left. You know, it's just all the equipment. What is this? I think these are even some.
Sunglasses?
Yeah, 𝗦𝘁cie𝗿𝗆. Alright, I don't know the brand, but I think they're pretty expensive. At least they look expensive.
I don't know. They're just some sunglasses.
Mm-hmm. And just left to that.
And look at the curtains over here. And right next to it there is actually a shelf with a lot of tiny things. That's so neat. Have a look.
And this one is the most fascinating.
Oh yeah.
𝗦𝘁cie𝗿𝗆.
This is actually like a very famous statue of a boy peeing, and it's in Brussels in Belgium.
And
So
it's
that's
literally,
actually how we know.
It's literally saying Bruxelles 𝗦𝘁cie𝗿𝗆.
You know, it's actually very evident that these people love to travel
Yeah.
to other countries. And also they loved to have some liquor.
Indeed, indeed. You can tell this comes out of this box, the set, the bottle.
And just
Java.
look at the wooden cart where it is standing on.
Yeah.
That's actually so cool.
It's typical Spanish.
Well, before we're gonna enter the other side rooms,
We still have to point out these communion pictures. Because
Yeah.
who could this have been? Maybe their daughter.
I do think that this was their daughter. There's multiple ones. Look, over here is one picture. And also right over here. Those are actually very beautiful pictures.
And you see that book,
Yeah,
Bohemia collection?
I think this is even holding more pictures.
Crystal de Bohemia.
Oh no, it's like a reading book.
Oh, look. This is how they actually used to make crystal objects. Are you kidding me? Yep. This is like a complete book about how they made these things.
So maybe they were also doing this for a living.
Yeah, indeed, indeed.
Or it was just a passion for collecting it all.
And just an interest of how it's made. It's a very strange location for a book.
And then another tapestry over here. And let's just enter these two side rooms now. And what they actually were, they were bedrooms. And these rooms are actually so tiny compared to the other ones. You can see the rat and the mice droppings on the bed. It's actually a very special design again. Typical Spanish. And it's actually also matching this tiny table right next to it.
It's all very tight. That's one thing for sure, but maybe it was the bedroom for the children. No.
I do think so. There's some towels and sheets inside.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if this one is holding some clothes, but...
Alright. No. think it used to hold some clothes.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It's strange how so many things are just left behind.
And
And then the wardrobe is just emptied out. But here comes actually the striking part, and we're gonna blur these two faces out of respect for the deceased person. But this is one of the last pictures of the past owner, and this was him in his hospital bed, and right next to him his loving daughter. You can see him. I think he's not happy anymore. The man looks very unhealthy, and I really hope in the end he died in peace, and we feel very, very honored and blessed to explore his beautiful home today.
indeed, indeed. It's a very sad picture, actually. It's just, it takes you, let's say it like that.
And then the other room was yet another bedroom. Again, pretty small, but it's slightly bigger than the other one. Also the side of the bed.
It's a painting? Yeah.
Oh yeah, quite neat.
And again, a lot of religious things.
Yeah, you can see over here
Holy water.
with the crucifix right above. Angel over there. And then over here, what do you think it was? On the marriage?
Yeah, it looks like, but I don't know.
Because it looks like he's definitely like shaking hands
Yeah, true,
to congratulate someone. The priest.
I really don't know, man. I'm not that into religion, so. Look down here. Well, you can tell that there used to be jewelry. Ah, that's pretty nasty. These are teeth.
Oh yeah, there's a teeth. Man, what is that doing here?
Yeah, I think it was from. Yeah, luckily I'm wearing gloves. It's from person who lived in here and also slept in here. This one is empty, and I guess that one also empty. Only a very small lock and some red droppings. And then you can tell this one has been taken out.
There was actually a tie still hanging up there, like a lonely tie.
And I think overall they're empty. Yeah, they are. It's very strange that the clothes are just gone.
So then we almost explored all the side rooms, but there is one left. And that was yet another bedroom. So they definitely had a quite large family.
Yeah, who was definitely living in here, but this, you know, because of this small artifacts in here, I think this was definitely from a child.
Still some brewing products. Oh, those were like personal documents. Indeed, Gonzalez, and they had a child, and his name was Alberto. But that's all I'm gonna show.
Alright.
Actually, just passports left behind, man. I mean, this son, Alberto, he's probably still alive.
He is probably still alive. I mean, he was not that old looking in the picture.
And he actually had a passion for racing and also a passion for football.
Oh yeah.
He collected all these tiny cards over here. And he sticked them all in the inside of this drawer. And even cars.
Yeah. Well, talking about cars, it's actually what I found over here.
Like a car magazine?
Yeah, and it was like the new cars back then. And they aren't that old, man. I mean, the car we are driving right now on this trip is even older.
This magazine's from 2002.
So, wow.
Well, I think Alberto was in a basketball team. This was like his team.
Yeah, indeed. What is left? Liquors? Small bottles?
Yeah, they were from Portugal.
Okay.
Man, such a strange shape actually.
A lot of these strange bottles, huh? Very small ones.
Yeah. Almost looks like poison. It's like tiny liquors, probably very strong ones too. And it's completely filled. Look, there are so many. It's like all of them are inside of here. Man,
Yeah,
there's literally like 20 or 30 inside. I'll just take one other one out. That's this one. It's banana liquor, banana cream.
Okay. We love that, huh?
Yeah, that's a very, very good liquor.
We had that while exploring in Italy. That's very cool.
Where are some matches?
Oh yeah.
And this flag actually also took my attention. Looks like one of those religious flags when people are walking on the street, like processing. And then it's time to see the most beautiful room throughout this complete, lovely yet sad home. And have a
When you
look.
just first see this room, you would think, how can this be abandoned?
Yeah, it looks so and so pristine. Like, where would you just walk into? On the first side it looks properly clean, but if you start looking from a closer perspective, it's actually quite dirty.
Indeed. This is not abandoned, or this is abandoned, I'm sorry. You can just tell the cobwebs over here. These are all empty, but yeah, I think everything is actually inside of here. Is the key still turning?
There we go.
Alright. Some china, vases.
So many.
I think this is silver.
Yeah, probably. Heard it like it was quite heavy.
Yeah, it was quite heavy.
And look at this beautiful, typical Spanish sofa. All the wooden sides just beautifully carved out. Just love the Spanish furniture.
Also this one, Española.
Wow, what a piece. We've seen these ones before in another Spanish home, like quite similar.
Indeed, indeed. And again, just some Arabic style tapestry. It's Moroccan style, Arabic style. It's very, very cool.
There's actually another picture.
And it's again a parade.
Yeah, I think it's the same moment when this was captured as the other picture.
Some crystallized glasses in front. And well, this is empty. But there is a picture of a man holding a baby.
That's definitely him. Definitely.
And I think overall it's very strange, but most of them are empty. Literally only holding some droppings of animals. While over here there is still a lot left.
Yeah, some wonderful plates there with a golden edge.
And then this. Oh yeah. Indeed, all the plates.
And over here is like some pots and some glasses, and look how they stapled them next to each other. They're
Still
near to fall
standing.
down. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy that they're still standing. You
Yeah.
can tell that not many people touched it or opened that cabinet.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. Well, and I think overall, red droppings and this one. Oh,
So dirty.
so dirty and red droppings.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we should leave that then.
Wow, look at the plants here. They're completely barren. And then have a closer look on the beautiful pink curtains here.
It's almost just vanished pink because of the decay. The lamp's sadly broken.
Wow, it's actually a very neat rug. And look at the other chairs. These ones are more modern than the other ones, but also typical Spanish.
Yeah. They're more simplified also. Ashtray. The statue. The sofa over there. And then actually on the right we have,
A priest.
indeed,
So this was not the man himself, but who was it? That's
I
what I'm
know.
wondering.
maybe just the priest of the town. And
Yeah, maybe the local priest, and they had much admiration for it. As there's also like angels here hanging on the wall right above it.
And then on your left there's a painting, and I need to say it's a very, very beautiful painting. It's fascinated me. I was staring at this like for 1 minute. It's, I don't know, it just tells the story, you know?
Yeah,
The dog being attacked by a wolf or another dog, and then two people scared trying to hit it with a stick to get it away.
and then all of that in the beautiful mountains.
Indeed, indeed, so, so detailed. Well, you can tell that there used to be some stuff over here, but I don't think there is many things left actually. It's probably an ashtray, also over here,
Carrots.
and a shoe, but it's all just glass.
Yeah, or
Maybe you were right, man. They did something with just glassware, crystallized glass, it's
porcelain.
porcelain. There's so many in here. I mean, also look over here. This is actually the last corner to show you of this room, and
So many china as well. Oh, it's definitely Asian over here. Wow. There was a lot.
yeah,
And then look at this here on the wall. It also very, very fascinated me.
the painting, huh?
Yeah, with the flowers and a beautiful cover. You can have a look. Again, so unique.
Indeed, indeed. And so far comes the last room, actually.
Inside of a beautiful Spanish home where time seemed to be frozen. Wow. This room is a little bit ransacked. And that's strange. But there is quite some clothes left behind inside of the wardrobe there.
And you can just tell the people were searching for valuables over here.
This probably was the main bedroom of the couple. Look, the bag there on the ground.
Knitting equipment.
It's still completely filled.
Mm-hmm. Very old. And then here they are.
2 pictures of them right next to the glasses over here, and also a rosary. Over here the clock.
Well, what to see actually.
There is this vanity, and on top of it
Are
there's
many more pictures, huh?
exactly.
Wow, actually, here is this beautiful chandelier.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's very, very neat. Have a look at it. That's so unique.
Mm-hmm.
There is another bag.
What is in it?
It's definitely like one of those bags for an office man, you know, with different
indeed,
files.
Indeed. That is old. Damn, these are some old files. I can tell you. Alright. Where is this dated from?
Maybe just have a look inside these envelopes.
Yeah.
Wow, what's this? 1939 and then 1964.
Madrid. Okay.
Looks like a certificate.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. And it also had a stamp on it. These are some personal files, man. Small letters. '19, 28, 29.
Wow, that was probably the time that people lived, and I think they became very, very old.
Yeah.
And they died of illness.
Indeed, indeed.
Then look right behind me. There is all their clothes. And finally, we actually have one thing to show them.
And that is, again, a typical Spanish thing.
Like a balcony with a lot of windows.
And we're just going to walk here one time, so you can tell that cobwebs are everywhere.
We gotta be very, very careful here because the complete town is going to see us. So this is also where we're gonna end our video. There's like cobwebs everywhere. And yeah, it's not very comfortable because I'm full of cobwebs.
Yeah,
But
this
this was an amazing home, and now overlooking the beautiful view as it's built on a mountain.
This is just so beautiful. Well, I wish we could show you every detail, but that isn't just possible. I need to say, this was a very beautiful home, and I want to thank the previous owners that that we could explore this place, and I hope they really lived a good life. You can tell they definitely did. They had a luxury home, a very beautiful one, a good casa in Spain. So, I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did, and then you know what we do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, ring the bell notification button right up there, and then we will see you on our next video in Spain. Peace out.